Welcome to my channel. I'm Katie and I sell part-time on eBay. I go thrifting a few times a week when my kids are at school. I list the things I find on eBay, and then once a week I tell you what I sold. So this week we're going to be talking about November 18th, which is a Tuesday, running through Monday, November 24th. My total item sales amount was $399.99. I sold 10 items on eBay, which is down about half from last week. I sold 19 last week. And the traffic to my eBay listings and store was down about 30% this week. So eBay was not showing the love, but I still made some good sales. My cost of goods sold, or the amount that I paid for all the items I'm going to share with you, is $77.48. My total profit after I get my cost of goods returned to me and I pay eBay all the fees is $251.60. I have been listing 2 items a day pretty consistently for the past couple months just to keep the eBay store going. So hopefully things will pick up. I know around the holidays, sales can be either up or down. I think this week was a little bit down, but let's get into it. So the first sale that I had was this Mukros Ireland scarf. It's a men's scarf, 100% wool. I paid $2.99 at the thrift store for it, and I got home and was photographing and found a couple small holes. I find that happens a lot with wool, so I need to be more careful when I'm picking things up. I listed it for $35. They retail for a good amount, and then demand is pretty high in the winter. I got an offer for $20 with a note from the buyer saying that they wanted to mend the scarf and they hoped that I would consider their offer, and I absolutely did. They read the description, so they get it. After a $20 offer accepted, I made $12.79 in 234 days. Next up is an Eileen Fisher merino wool sweater, size extra large. It was new with tags, and it was a poncho style, but it did have sleeves. It was so cozy. New with tags, did I say? But I did find a hole in the back when I got home. I picked this up from the consignment store closest to me, and I even in a thrift haul showed this item and was talking about how I got such a good deal. I think it'll resell great. And I wonder why it was priced so reasonably. I don't think they knew that there was a hole, but there was one. So it retails for about, $228 to $248, and I listed it for $75. I had $24.71 into this item with tax. So when I got a $68 offer, I accepted quickly. I was hoping to recoup my money from the investment, and I made $32.75 in 23 days. So that turned out okay. But like I said before, I need to be more careful. The next sale is a pair of jeans. They are 3x1 NYC, and they were a split bell, new with tags, size 26. They definitely gave me mother jeans vibes. So when I came across 6 pairs at the thrift store that has standard prices, I considered picking them all up, but I really didn't know this brand, and at $8.99 each, I didn't feel comfortable picking them all up. So I just picked up the ones that were non-skinny jeans, and this one sold. They retail for $225. I think they might come from a boutique in maybe New York, and coincidentally, these did sell to someone in New York, New York. So maybe they went to this store and saw the price and then went to eBay and found my listing. I had them listed at $69.99, and I got an offer for $60 that I accepted, making $42.62 in 190 days. So I didn't know a lot about this brand. They just were really good quality and a cute style, and I think that's what carried it through to being sold. Next up is a Nike pair of shoes. They are the Swift 3 in a women's size 8. They're all black, so I put hospitality in the title because I know that some jobs require their workers to wear all black shoes, and people choose soft sneakers, comfortable sneakers to wear. So maybe that helped these sell. I picked them up from a consignment store. This was the half off color. They had been in the store for 6 weeks and the store was ready to see them go. So I paid $12.66 with tax. I pay tax on consignment store items, but not thrift store items. I had them listed for $54.95 and didn't get much traction on them. I finally received an offer for $40 and I accepted. I made $20.34 in 178 days. Friday, I had no sales, so that was sad going into the weekend. And then on Saturday, I had 2 sales. So both of these items I shared in a thrift haul, I think last week, if you want to go back and check that one out. They are a Free People Movement short. They are the Carpe Diem short, and they only retail for about $40 online. But when I looked, I saw that this black style was out of stock when I listed it. So I marked them at $25 on eBay. I paid $4.99 at the thrift store. That's the standard price for shorts and skirts. And somebody paid $25 for them, which we love. I made a profit of $15.56 in 12 days. They were in excellent condition, just needed a wash. So they are on their way to the buyer now. This is probably my favorite sale of the week, and they are the Vivaia flats that I picked up. I think Vivaia is an online brand. If you know that, if they have a store, let me know. They are a green square toe Margot Mary Jane flat, and I picked these up because I just thought they had all the things going for them, being a ballet flat in a forest green color with the Mary Jane strap style. Just all of these factors I thought would sell quickly in the season that we're going into in the winter, and they did. So I paid $3.99 for these because I had a coupon that I used at the store last week. They send out paper coupons every couple weeks in our local paper. They've since stopped doing that, but I still had one and they were willing to accept it. So I paid $3.99. I had them listed at $65, but I sent out an offer to my first watcher for $58.50 and they accepted. I made $45.06 in 9 days. This was an excellent sale. They were a little bit dirty, I would say, when I picked them up, like dusty. And this brand and Rothy's, most of the styles, like the knit styles, you can throw in the washing machine. So I did that and they came out looking amazing, like almost new. So I would say pick these up if you can get them for a cheap price. And even if they have a little bit of dirt on them, you can just get that off quickly. Next up is a Christmas item. It's a Crate and Barrel wool blend advent calendar, and it was a larger size that you can like put up on your wall. And it has the pockets that you can fill with treats or whatever. I picked this up out of a bin at Goodwill on December 20th last year, 2024, for $3.99. And I realized that I was probably going to hold on to it for a while because no one wants to start their advent calendar after Christmas is over. So I had it listed all year and it didn't sell. This past week, I decided to end the item and relist it. I relisted it at $55 and I gained traction on it pretty quickly. I had about 15 views on it and 4 watchers. So I sent out offers to my watchers and then a separate person came in and offered me $45 for it. And I was so happy to accept that because I was able to ship it out and they will get it in time to start on December 1st. Hopefully, if the post office can get it to them on time. I made $35.12. And even though it took a full year, it was one of those things that I was a new reseller. I started just over a year ago and I was picking up things that I thought were cool, and this was cool and I'm glad that it did sell eventually. Mostly I stick with clothing and shoes now. So 338 days, if I didn't say that, to sell. 3 more sales. So the next one is this Jess Jane top. It's a size medium. It's 100% cotton, made in the USA. It has a mineral wash to it, and this brand, I would say to be on the lookout for. If you can get it for a good price, it really does have a following. And I have sold it in even the smaller sizes. I've picked it up 4 times and it has sold all 4 times in this mineral washed cotton. They do make polyester blend shirts, but I skip on those and just stick with the cotton. We picked this up at a bag sale where we filled a bag for $40 at the consignment store. My husband and I went on like a date to the consignment store, and we were able to list 38 items from the bag, giving us an average of $1.08 per item. And I listed this for $30 and sent an offer to the first watcher who watched it for $25.50, and they accepted. I made a profit of $20.42 in 88 days. So that is amazing. Most of my cost of goods are pretty high in comparison to other resellers that I see online who shop at the bins or do bag sales a lot. This is my first bag sale, so it's exciting that this sold, and we are definitely in the profit now. I think this is the 5th or 6th item that I've sold from the bag. Next up is a Lululemon Pace Breaker men's pair of shorts, size large. They're unlined and they are the 5-inch inseam. I picked them up last week for $6.99. I listed them yesterday for $25. They're green, and they did have a little bit of some markings on the right leg that I mentioned in the description, and they had some wash wear. I listed them for $25, which I thought was pretty reasonable. Hopefully I would get the $25. I got watchers on this pretty quickly. I had 10 views and 4 watchers within like an hour, which is pretty good for my listings. And I ended up receiving an offer the same day that I listed for $20. So I definitely took that. I made $9.24 in 0 days because they sold the same day. These unlined shorts seem to do better than the lined shorts by Lululemon, but I would say, I would pick up both, obviously. And I think the men's items do sell faster than the women's. So if you can find some men's Lululemon for a price that you can make a good profit, I would say pick it up. And then my last sale is an Agogie pair of leggings. They have resistance bands built into the leggings, so you can get a workout just by walking. So each leg had 4 resistance bands that run the entirety of your leg. And I picked these up because I saw some other resellers selling them well. Agogie, these retail for $129. I paid $7.99 at Goodwill. They look like they were in brand new condition. And this was definitely a trial item. I don't know that I would pick it up again. I had it for 289 days. Somebody had offered me $15 for it. I think I countered at like $30 and they came up to $16. And I said, no, we are not doing that. So I declined that and then had them for several more months. And somebody came out and they paid my full price of $37.99. But I do need to note that I had the shipping on these pants as $4.99. I probably put that because I didn't think that they would sell super quickly. So maybe a lower shipping cost would bring a buyer, which it did. And it worked out for me. I got lucky. But I am shipping these to Missouri and I am losing $6 on shipping. They cost $11 to send. So thankfully they paid full price and it worked out. I made $17.70 in 289 days. Those are all my sales from the week. Thank you so much for joining me for this What Sold video. Hopefully I'll be back next week with a thrift haul when my kids are back in school and I'm able to get out to the stores. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I'll see you next time.